Hello, welcome founders to my Founder IO podcast. In today's episode, we're going to talk about a risk-taking approach for tech founder. How you must approach risk when you are assessing your next product, your next feature. We're going to discuss the most important ideas behind risk, most important probability concept behind it, and how you can understand this concept easily and you can apply it easily in your life. So I must recommend you to get to the end of this podcast because it's going to be an impressive podcast for you. I've written a few ideas here that I want to share with you from my knowledge, from my life experiences. And just let's begin. Let's begin. So we have to every day that you are in your life as your founder journey, you must ask what is the best risk-taking approach system that I must have because risk, if you follow my entire set of podcasts, I've been talking about risk quite a lot. And risk is an imperative word, an imperative skill that you must have. Any founder should have it, and any founder should develop an intuition. The bad news is that you need to be a founder. You need some type of precedence in your founder journey that you have or you must have some experiences for you can assess risks properly because this is a complex topic. This is a hard topic to understand. But in this podcast, I will share for you and we make it easier to do. So, how to calculate risk and gamble with tech product. This is the main idea of this podcast. I can only share with you that I failed all my previous ventures for this simple reason. I didn't understand risk or actually any related to it. But how or why you should understand it. Why? Years ago, I was just a young engineer with no business knowledge, so no family to care for, just a few product ideas, and some expensive dreams, actually. I want to create something meaningful, and I used to say myself, for me, something meaningful was defined and still is today as creating extraordinary tech products that impacts other people's life. I failed three SaaS already until today, three products in less than 2 years. And to be honest with you, by then I was tired of failing. So I reflect for several months and I decided to try a different approach. And I'm going to share with you in the next coming minutes why I think I'm in the right position, even though I failed three projects before and many others that I'm not talking today. Why I think I'm able to talk to you a little bit about risk. One of my significant mistakes I thought by then when I when I failed those three products, I spent few months just analyzing failures, right? So one of my significant mistakes I thought was not having a specific business domain to focus and iterate infinitely until enough wisdom and experience help me leverage a great product to the marketplace. So I changed my goals, I changed my targets, and I said to myself, my core product is going to be in a different industry. I selected the finance industry, and I changed completely the strategy. So I first went to understand the market. I went to understand the industry, and after that, I was going to hope to decide which product we build for them. So I started reading about finance. I knew few friends that were day trading also by then, and I asked him for some book recommendation. Then I also started trading, and I got hooked. I got hooked with this trading for a few more years. The coming years, I forgot about product building and SaaS product development, innovation, and I almost forgot about engineering for the next 3 years. I trade the stock market almost daily, read many books, almost all of them are behind me, and learn all I could about the finance market. I even went to New York for the first time to get a cool picture with the Bull of Wall Street, by the way. So 3 years back, my account was close to 40%. And honestly, I'm proud of that number because most of the day traders they lose their account in less than 3 months. So but I changed tactics and I learned a lot about risk. Everything changed when I found Robert Carver's books. I have three of them over there. And I stopped trading and continued reading the financial literacy that was exposed to me for many fundamental concepts that most of the traders don't read. So I couldn't stop reading, and for several months straight, I just stopped trading and start reading about risk. Concepts like cost opportunity, risk, tail distributions, volatility, standard deviations, skewness, shared ratios, fractality, those concepts changed my life. And of course, when you understand all these concepts, even if you don't understand it deeply enough, those concepts will change your life and will change the way you approach risk. So looking back now, I think I was lucky to find this literacy because it widened my sight and it made me a better entrepreneur because entrepreneurs must be good at risk assessment. So they must have intuition about this type of risk failures or cost opportunity, or they should understand how to address the next venture from the risk point of view. So today I see myself as a tech founder who is getting better at gambling with tech product. Let me repeat this just because this is an important statement. You must see yourself as a tech founder who is getting better at gambling with tech products. Hopefully, this article will show you why I think it's imperative for you and to see it in this way. And you should be as good as a gamble as a founder. So if you don't are a good gamble, go there, take a book, and read it about poker, about statistical knowledge, about some probability, and how to understand risk. And this is going to be the beginning for that journey, I hope, for you. So the unexpected truth was that I learned more about business, innovation, entrepreneurship while trading and studying financial market than when building my own SaaS product. And this is one of the main reasons most SaaS founders fail. They don't understand certain type of topics that are mandatory before you start in that journey, that path. Building a product is just 10% of all the things you must do as an entrepreneur, as a tech founder. Since then, I have started to widen the things I index. I learned everything. Was this was a great experience. So I started to understand the importance of understanding all the topics at the same time that I was trying to go vertically on my domain expertise, software engineering, by the way. So vertical learning is everything with your domain expertise, and horizontal learning is everything you learn that is not within your mind expertise. So you must balance this, and you must balance in your horizontal learning processes or indexing, how I like to call it. You must include some financial risk books. This fundamental concept that I got from different fields forever changed my life, and it will change your for sure. So go there and read for many places and many areas of knowledge. Who knows the hidden knowledge, ideas, or concepts that you can find that will impact your product? Believe me. For me, this hidden knowledge that I found in this different area of domain of knowledge was understanding risks, the importance of it, and its existence. So in this article, I will share with you the biggest four risk-related reason I learned in my trading venture, so you can apply it in your founder journey. The first one, lack of diversification will kill you. If you continue to do business for long enough, you will notice how dangerous the business world is. If you don't minimize the probability of losing everything you have, you are most likely to go bankrupt at some point in your life with some business transactions. The often you do, the more probable you will lose it. And believe me, it is better to miss 100 bets than go bankrupt once. In this business, you will likely fail again, even after winning. As you win more often, some cognitive biases kick in and overconfidence, for example, start dancing in your ideas and brains, making you believe you are invincible. Financial literacy shows the importance of diversification and investment returns and its impact on portfolio constructions and also on portfolio returns. You can put all your eggs in one basket and watch it closely, or distribute them among different baskets. The only problem with the first approach, though, is that most people use it without being aware of the probability of inevitable and significant loss, which can put you out of the game. So diversify and give yourself another chance to fight another day. This is the most important idea that you must understand and have in mind every day. Second, Predictable risk versus unpredictable risk. There are no knows. There are things that we know. There are knowns unknowns. That is to say, there are things that we know we don't know, but there are also unknowns unknowns. The things we don't know, we don't know. Donald Rumsfeld, as a founder, you must understand the distinction between predictable and unpredictable risk. This is a concept popularized by a former US Secretary of Defense, Donald Rumsfeld. It's important that you spend some thoughts on this idea. Predictable risks, no knowns, are easy to identify and sometimes quantity such as market competition, talent acquisition, project delays, cost overrun, operation costs, capital loss, or even human retention, you can assess those at the same time. The more experienced you are in your domain, the better your decision making process and strategies to mitigate this risk. This is why fast iteration and achieving a high rate of improvement in each imperative phase or scrum, how you want to call it, is imperative for founders. It makes managing risk much easier. One caveat though, the more knowledge you gain, the better you should manage this risk, but only if you are also effectively handling your cognitive biases issues. But that's another article. Conversely, unpredictable risk or black swan events, as Nassim Taleb popularized a while ago, in his Black Swan book are difficult or impossible to foresee. A sudden shift in consumer behavior, a new disruptive technology launched by another company, new unforeseen legal regulations, a war, a pandemic, a natural disaster, or any other specific global event of the same kind. This type of risk that you can quantify, and many others that we can even talk about, can disrupt your life, your products, and your business. The hard part of unpredictable risk is that they can be eliminated, and you can prepare definite strategies, and most people forget their existence. History shows that society forgets fast, really fast, by the way. So using a scenario planning strategy, I like to name it a schizophrenic planning to minimize its impact. So again, never put all your eggs in one basket. If you do it though, as I said before, watch them closely and tell your wife black swan doesn't exist. Understand probability. This is the third idea, and it's the most complex one. I will try to explain as easy as possible. But the third idea is understanding probability distribution and skewness. I promise you, I will explain this as easily as I can. As I stated in the previous lesson, knowledge and understanding your data with certainty will help you handle risk management effectively. But why? Because you can decrease the probability of being wrong. Let me repeat the statement again. Because you can decrease the probability of being wrong. Some statistical concepts like standard deviation, confidence intervals, probability distribution, skewness, and shared ratios allow you to understand potential outcomes fully. By analyzing your product data using these concepts, you can make informed decisions about resources allocation and investment strategy for your product development and change the risk strategy accordingly. For example, a Gaussian normal distribution, often visualized as a bell curve, depicts a symmetrical spread of data points around the central value, the mean. A normal distribution can approximate many real-world phenomena like user engagement or your production product adoption. This idea it will help you identify the ranges of outcomes or success rates, or even outliers of data points, or maybe opportunities if you want to call it that way. However, not all distribution are symmetric. So here's where skewness concepts start enter in play, right? Skewness helps you understand the asymmetry of the data points you are looking at. If we analyze a financial portfolio manager profit and losses, for example, we will see that they are most likely to be skewed positively, possibly the right, or negatively the left. In most startup companies, for example, revenue distribution often exhibits a positive skew. This means that a large proportion of startups experience lower than average revenue, while a minor number experience much higher income. The main idea here, so we don't go off the topic, is that you must change your risk strategy, risk allocation, and risk appetite depending on the type of distribution you are seeing on your data points, your products, your company, your customers. It's explained Why a founder needs to be efficient when launching also products. So if you understand skewness and launching distribution, you understand and you will address the way you launch your product in the different way, the way you release new features in the whole context, different context. The problem is that you don't know how to be efficient when you start. So this even gets harder for first time founders. Time, cost, revenue are the only things you can measure right away when you're starting. Revenue starting at zero since you began developing your idea or your features. Plotting the skewness of these data points will most likely follow a positive skew. Okay, that's why you feel you're losing every day, frequent loss, or hopefully some gain in the future, infrequent successful launch. For example, buying insurance is a positive excuse strategy since you will experience frequent losses, paying out premium, as they like to name it, with occasional significant gains, receiving payouts. I follow the same approach in my mentors, and I think you should. Think about skewness, think about how you can minimize the risk in each feature, in each product you launch, and you will live another day to fight this game. And the fourth and the latest idea, manage your products as a financial portfolio manager, a successful one, because there are not many. Poker players understand the powers of small bets. You keep track of small bets long enough, you will have enough data to understand your profitability ratios and change your risk accordingly using the Kelly criteria formula. As a poker player, portfolios manager, a trader, or a tech founder, you should manage risk strategy using these ideas and concepts. You must be in the game so that those infrequent gains can be capitalized and pay for all the small product losses that you had before. The best way to guarantee that is by handling your product decision making process when launching, building, and growing like an intelligent bet poker player. Minimize the impact on the variable you already can quantify. For example, decreasing time or cost or decreasing the amount of features when launching new ideas and products. It's most likely that almost all your product launching will fail, so you should only need one that paid, or you might have only one that paid for all the others. They reaching the ultimate goal of being a founder for me, I think, and also for you, is to have a profitable portfolio of products. And this is the most imperative idea I want you to conclude today. You must focus on have a profit portfolio of products. This is how you succeed as a journey in this journey of tech entrepreneurship. I hope you see you in the next video, in the next podcast, and in the next article. See you soon. Have a great day, and bye.